Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulil Kareem amma ba'd. So moving on from the last lesson, we're going to go on to this section. So a brief summary was what? We said that in is for the future tense, idha is also for future, but idha is when you are sure about something, and in is when you are unsure. Correct? And they haven't discussed law. We discussed law, I explained it to you, but they haven't discussed law as yet. You got it? Right. Now what they're saying here is that based on this principle, what principle? The principle is that in is for shak and idha is for yaqeen. In is for unsure circumstances and idha is for sure circumstances. Based on this, what will happen is that if you have something which occurs regularly, is that more similar to sure or unsure? If something occurs not too often, is that more similar to sure or unsure? Very rarely occurs. What does it match? Unsure. So based on this, what they're saying, وَعَلَى ذَلِكَ, based on the previous principle of in being for shak and idha being for yaqeen, based on this, فَالْأَحْوَالُ النَّادِرَةِ, the ahwal, which are those conditions, those scenarios which are nadir, rare. So those scenarios and conditions which are rare, تُذْكَرُ فِي حَيِّزِ in. Hayyiz means scope, range. I would say here form. Okay? So those scenarios which are rare are mentioned in the hayyiz of in, meaning in the form of in. وَالْكَثِيرَةُ أي وَالْأَحْوَالُ الْكَثِيرَةُ, and those ahwal which are commonly occurring, which reoccur. فِي حَيِّزِ إِذَا, you mentioned it with إِذَا. Okay? Now let's have a look at this ayah. Okay? Allah says in Quran, فَإِذَا جَاءَتْهُمُ الْحَسَنَةُ قَالُوا لَنَا هَذِهِ وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ سَيِّئَةٌ يَطَّيَّرُوا بِمُوسَى وَمَنْ مَعَهُ. What happens? The Banu Israel, إِذَا جَاءَتْهُمُ الْحَسَنَةُ, when a good would come to them, قَالُوا لَنَا هَذِهِ, they would say, this is for us anyways, this is what we are worthy of, this is our due right. وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ سَيِّئَةٌ, and if any calamity, any hardship, سَيِّئَةٌ, would befall them, يَطَّيَّرُوا بِمُوسَى وَمَنْ مَعَهُ, they would take bad omens from Musa and the companions of Musa. Correct? Yeah? Right. We have idha here, don't we? Correct? And along with idha, what do we have after idha? A madhi. So we have a madhi. Correct? And then we have a word before at the beginning. What does hasana have before it? Alif lam. Alif lam is for jins. It can't be istighraq because you don't get every single ni'mah. It could be istighraq urfi, but I would say jins. Here we have what? Jazm. In is for what? Uncertainty is called shak. What do you have after? What matches in? Madhi or mudari? Mudari. What do we have now here? Tahqir or taqleel. So that's ayah. What was Allah saying regarding the people of Musa? إِذَا جَاءَتْهُمُ الْحَسَنَةُ, and the hasana would come often. That's why we got idha. And when, obviously I don't know how to express this in English, I don't think any translators have. But you see, look at the deeper meaning. When a hasana, when good of ni'mah, bounties would befall them, come to them. But what? Idha shows what? Frequency. And hasana shows abundance. All types of goodness would come to them. They would say, what? This is our due anyways. وَإِن تُصِبْهُمْ, if perchance, سَيِّئَةٌ, even any kind of difficulty were to fall upon them, they would blame Musa and his companions. You see?
So the difficulties are the occurrence of it is rare, whereas
yes, the occurrences of difficulty, sayyi'ah, is rare. That's why it's brought with what? In and mudari. And the hasana coming was very often. That's why it's mentioned with what? Idha and ma'adhi. You see the beauty of the Quran? Now he's explaining this. Obviously the ibara you go through. So the ayahs here, if you need to refer back to it. Let's move this from here. So there's an ayah, if you need to refer back to it. Let's go through the text which explains this. فَلِكَوْنِ مَجِيءِ الْحَسَنَةِ مُحَقَّقًا. And because or due to hasana or good bounties coming, being muhaqqaq, being what? Sure or guaranteed. We translate the word guaranteed. And due to goodness is coming, or the coming of goodness being guaranteed, then there's a jumla mu'tazah in between. We do jumla mu'tazah afterwards. ذُكِرَ مَعَ إِذَا وَأُبِّرَ عَنْهُ بِالْمَاضِي. It was mentioned with إِذَا, and it was expressed. Abbar yu'abbiru is to express. It was expressed with what? The fi'lul madi. Okay? Okay, why is the hasana muhaqqaq and guaranteed? Idil murad, since the meaning of this is what? Mutlaqul hasana, general hasana. Al-shamil li-anwa'in kathira, which encompasses many. Now here, there's a bit of a issue. The problem here is some of them shamil, li. But the problem with that is what? It doesn't match the hasana. And all the texts that I'll come across have shamili, they don't have the ta on it. Okay. So then it could be ashamilu, which is referring back to mutlaqul hasana. Ashamilu, which is referring back to mutlaq. Unrestricted hasana. Okay? So if it's shamili, it has to be shamilati to match hasanati, because no file after it. So either shamilati, a ta is missing, but all the copies that I've come across have shamili. So it has no shamil without the ta marbuta. So it has to be a sifa of mutlaq. So idil muradu biha, since the purpose, the meaning of this is general goodness, which includes anwa kathira, many types, kama yufham, which can be understood min at-ta'rif bi al-jinsiyya, which can be understood by having the alif lam jinsiyya. So because the alif lam is for jins, we can tell that it's talking about what? All types of hasana. That's why the maji'ul hasana is muhaqqaq. Okay? And that's why it has been brought with idha and expressed via the fi'lun madin. You get it? وَلِكَوْنِ مَجِيءِ السَّيِّئَ نَادِرًا. And because of the sayyi'ah and the bad deed of the calamity being rare. Remember Mu'tariza again? ذُكِرَ مَا إِن وَأُبِّرَ عَنْهُ بِالْمُضَارِئِ is mentioned with the particle in and has been expressed via what? Mudari'. Okay? And why is it nadir? Since the intended meaning of this is a particular type of calamity. كما يفهم من التنكير, which can be understood from the tankir, bringing it nakira. And what's that? Jadab, because the famine came upon them. So when that one famine came upon them, they made a whole hoo-ha about it. Okay? Do you understand? You got it? Now he's going on to say, فَفِي الْآيَةِ, within the ayah is مِنْ وَصْفِهِمْ بِإِنْكَارِ النِّعَمِ وَشِدَّةِ التَّهَامُلِ عَلَى مُوسَى عَلَيْهِ السَّلَامِ مَا لَا يَخْفَى. Ma la yakhfa, ma is what mawsool, la yakhfa is not, cannot be hidden. So ma la yakhfa means what? Yeah, very clear, explicit. So in this ayah, there's explicit mention of what? Their ungratefulness of ni'mah and their mistreatment of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Tahamal is severe, Mr. Shidda is severe. Okay? And in the ayah, there is from these things which are not hidden. So they are clear or explicit, there's clear or explicit mention of their ungratefulness of the bounties of Allah and their severe mistreatment of Musa alayhi salatu wassalam. Do you understand? That all of the good things which came because of Musa alayhi salatu, they were ungrateful for that. And when one thing did happen, what happened? They used to blame Musa and his companions. Do you understand? Yeah? Does that make sense? So in summary, in is for what? Rare occurrence. In is originally for doubt, but due to that and linking to that, it can come for rare occurrences. Idha is for yaqeen and jazm, when you are sure something will occur. But in linking with that, it can also be used for ahwalul al-kathirul wuqu', which occur a lot. You following? And because of this, madi, same principle again. Idha is followed usually by, and in is usually followed by mudari'. So far, so good? Yeah? Any questions so far? Okay, let's move on. Now finishing off, it's very easy. Finishing off now. وَلَوْ لِلشَّرْطِ فِي الْمُذِيبَاتِ فِي الْكِتَابِ. And law is used for shart, but in which tense? The mazi tense. And because of this, وَلِذَا يَلِيهَا الْفَعْلُ الْمَاضِي. Because of this, fi'l maadi follows it. For example, وَلَوْ عَلِمَ اللَّهُ فِيهِمْ خَيْرًا. If Allah had known to be any good in them, لَأَسْمَعَهُمْ, He would have made them heard. And that's a whole another tafsir of this altogether. Do you understand? So the original meaning of law is that if something in the past had happened, if for the past, and in is if for the future, and idha is when for the future. Okay, but sometimes law is used. Law should have after it fi'l maadi. However, sometimes you have fi'l mudari after it. Why? Because the simple rule is maadi plus mudari equals what? Istimrar. Correct? So if you bring law, what's law for? Which tense is law originally for? Maadi. So if you bring a mudari after it, what meaning does it give? Istimrar, continuous tense. Do you understand? So, وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ فِيكُمْ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. Know that the messenger of Allah is amongst you. لَوْ يُطِيعُكُمْ فِي كَثِيرٍ مِّنَ الْأَمْرِ. If He continued to obey you or listen to you in many things, لَعَنِتُّمْ, you would have fallen in difficulty. So the law plus the maadi plus the mudari gives what meaning? The istimrar meaning. Do you understand? Yeah?
No, what is istimrar meaning?
Continue, remember the past continuous tense or present continuous? Yes. So really, if you had brought law ata'akum, it would have mean what? If He had obeyed you once in the past. By bringing the mudari, it gives a istimrar meaning. Follow? Yeah? Now just finishing off the discussion, he says here, وَمِمَّا تَقَدَّمْ. From that text that has come before, يُعْلَمْ, it is understood, أَنَّ الْمَقْصُودَ بِالذَّاتِ مِنَ الْجُمْلَةِ الشَّرْطِيَّةِ هُوَ الْجَوَابِ. That the objective, مقصود بالذات, that the objective from a jumla shartiyya is what the shart, the jawab. The main focal point is the jawab. فَإِذَا قُلْتَ, if you say إِنِ اجْتَهَدَ زَيْدٌ أَكْرَمْتُهُ. If you say إِنِ اجْتَهَدَ زَيْدٌ أَكْرَمْتُهُ, if Zayd works hard, I will honor him. كُنْتَ مُخْبِرًا بِأَنَّكَ سَتُكْرِمُهُ. You are saying I will honor Zayd. However, ولكن with a certain condition. So the main sentence is this: أكرمته, provided this happens. You understand? كنت مخبرا. You are in كنت مخبرا. You will be informing بأنك ستكرمه, provided ولكن في حال حصول الاجتهاد. But only in the condition of him working hard. لا في عموم الأحوال, not in general conditions. So the main part of a jumla shartiyya is the jawab, not the shart. Okay? ويتفرع على هذا, and based on this, what rules we derive? أنها تعد خبرية أو إنشائية باعتبار جوابها. Is it جملة خبرية or جملة إنشائية? Look at the جواب. If it's a فعل أمر, it's جملة إنشائية. If it's فعل ماضي or مضارع, it's going to be جملة خبرية. So it's based on the jawab, not the shart. But simple rule is, إذا is for certainty, when, followed by a ماضي, usually, and it can have what? Used for those scenarios which occur regularly. It is for doubt, it's called shak, and it occurs with a fairly mudari. Usually, if it has a fairly mazi after it, then it's to show some kind of alternative meaning, and it can also be used for those scenarios which are rare and non-reoccurring. Yeah? Any questions? Okay, subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.